Well, now we were in Miami and we were in our favorite Peruvian restaurant. So this recipe is inspired by that. Actually, it's a ceviche place in Key Biscayne, but it's a beautiful restaurant and they made a fantastic leg of lamb.
Yeah, and I always thought in Greece we make the best lamb, but I stand corrected.
That's true, that's true. I'm not certain it's exactly their recipe, but it's goddamn close to what they are doing, that's for sure. We are starting out with two beautiful leg of lamb, nicely trimmed, but not too much. You want to leave some fat on them, as you see I have done on these. So,
yeah, that will render.
And they are not enormously big, so we took two of them. They are about 2 pounds each, maybe a little less actually.
Less, yeah.
We're going to do one thing which is typical in Greece, and that is paring knife, and then some chunks of garlic that we're going to punch holes in and stuff it inside the meat, because that gives excellent flavor instead of putting the garlic straight in the braising liquid and the pot.
Yeah, that's a good Greek trick.
That's for sure, and so good. When you find one of these when you're eating, it's like you won the lottery, you know.
True.
It's really good. So I'm going to stuff all of these, and then I'll show you the next step. There they are, nicely stuffed. I cut a little bit too much garlic, but do not despair, they will not go to waste. They're going to be used in the sauce, that's for sure. I have my big rondo pot heating up here. You can use a Dutch oven, whatever you have, but of course it has to fit the legs. So I went with the big boy. In with some oil. It's already preheating. As you can see, it's shimmering already. And now we're going to give these a nice sear. Here, that's nice. Perfect. And now we're going to let them sear here and get a good browning. And by the way, if you like our videos, hit subscribe, give us a thumbs up, leave a comment. We'll get back to you. It helps our channel grow. See you when this is nice and brown. And when they are nice and brown like this, see if I can get it out of here and show you. That's what you want to see. Don't skimp on this. That's flavor. So let's get these out. I mean, look how pretty they are. Beautiful. And don't worry about I'm using the same pan because it's going to cook for a long time afterwards. So
don't worry about the clouds either in the house.
No. You don't stop until your kitchen is smoky. That's important.
I can barely breathe here.
A little bit more oil, and you see the beautiful font we made here in the bottom. That we're going to lift up in a little bit. 2 red onions. You could use white onion, doesn't matter. But turn down the temperature because you want to sweat these. You don't want them to brown on high heat like we did the meat. So down with the temperature, in with your onion. And we are going to let those brown up, or not brown up, sorry, wrong word, soften up. That's what I wanted to say. And that will take only a couple of minutes. So in reality, this is a quick recipe. So easy to do, then later we yank it in the oven and then dinner is ready all on its own. But see you when these are soft and nice. Now our onions, they are nice and soft. They actually did a good job lifting up most of the front, but I am still gonna deglaze it with something alcoholic. That's like...
What you gonna use?
I think I'm gonna use a Greek cognac.
A what?
Or shall I use vermouth, or what do you say? That's a little bit up to you. What's your flavor?
What's the options? I didn't hear.
Cognac or martini or white wine.
I thought we would use a beer.
Yeah, we can do it with beer, of course. Yeah, it should have enough. We'll do that. I'm going to give it a couple of tablespoons of tomato paste in the middle. This will not make it tomatoey, if that's a word, but it will get a little bit of body to our sauce. Then we're going with amarillo.
Yeah, that's the best.
And that also needs to fry out a little bit. I'm saying, what is it? 2 tablespoons. It's not that spicy.
No.
But we also have the chilies to remember.
Great.
So we don't want to overdo it. The last of my garlics. And now we want to cook that a little bit. Almost forgot. 1.5 tablespoons of cumin. Same. You want to toast that also because that brings out much more flavor than if you just yank it in the liquid later. So cook this out a little bit in the middle, 30, 40 seconds, not more. You don't have to be, overly anal about it, but you want the raw flavor to cook out. Then you mix all of that in. Oh, it smells already fantastic with the amarillo.
Yeah.
I love that. And the cumin, it's so nice.
Oh, reminds me of Key Biscayne now.
There you go, and that looks nice and combined. Then we do the deglazing with the beer. Should be able to do it.
I'm sure it will.
Half a liter of pilsner. I wouldn't go with a dark beer in this recipe. It doesn't match with with the rest of the ingredients. You know, if you do other stews, you could easily use a dark beer, but in this one, it becomes a little bit too heavy. I think the pilsner is a better option here. And now we're going to help it with our spatula to take the rest of the fond off the bottom. We want all that flavor. Looks good and clean, perfect. Then we are going in with a liter of chicken stock. You could use beef stock, but I think it would be a little bit too heavy considering that lamb is a fatty meat. So we will stick with
Plus, you don't
chicken
want to
stock.
clash beef with lamb.
No,
Chicken
exactly.
will just only lift up the sauce.
Yeah. Chili pepper, regular red chili peppers. You could use what you have. You could use jalapeno if you have one, but we're going in with red chili, one of them, finely minced. That goes in. And then a whole, what do you call it? Bouquet.
Bunch.
Yeah, bunch, yes, exactly. A bunch of cilantro, also finely minced. Some recipes out there, when they do this, for instance, if you do seco de cordero, which is like a lamb stew, Peruvian, they do this in a food processor, blender, but I don't like the texture on that. I like it to be minced like
we
this.
like it chopped.
Yeah, it's better for us. But of course, use your food processor if that's what you want to do. I have no problem with that. Freshly cracked black pepper.
That's obsolete after all the chili.
No, it's for flavor. It's for flavor.
Ah, okay.
Like that. And then we're going to give it, for now, a couple of good pinches of sea salt.
For sure, yeah.
A little bit more. Anyway, lamb requires actually quite a lot of salt because of the fattiness. So, and now we want to bring this to a simmer. And while it does that, we are going to add our last ingredient to the sauce, which would be lime juice. And we're going to need probably 4 or 5 limes, maybe even more. Definitely, I'm going to give it 4, and then we will taste
And
it
then we taste, yeah.
once it's been in the oven for a bit. But let me squeeze these and then bring this to a simmer, and then we'll see you when we're ready with that. This is simmering nicely. We had it going for a couple of minutes just for the flavors to combine. So let me take it down just a notch here. And now we're going to nestle in our legs here. Just like that. Into and leave it. We don't want to submerge it here. That's not the plan. So you don't want to make that much liquid. You want to have them lying like this in the braising liquid. Then I had a couple of cut-offs, which was nice and meaty and with some of the good soft fat from the lamb. Don't throw them away. Put them in there. They will get a lot of nice flavor to this. So that would be a pity to waste anything like that, or give it to the cat for that matter. Let me get the lid. Here we are. And I am going to put this on the... You are right. I almost forgot that. I was too enthusiastic. We want to add in potatoes here. You can do 2 things. You can parboil them and then add them later, or you can leave them in the sauce for now and let them cook together with the meat. They get nice and soft and they soak it up. But not to make any splashes here, I'm going to put them in little by little. I almost forgot that.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
That's why. Yeah, exactly. But this will give nice, both flavor, nice potatoes, soft, nicely cooked, and really, really tasty to do like this.
Bites from heaven after these potatoes.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, even though they cook a long time, they don't fall apart. They get very soft, but they keep their shape and their texture. So it's a nice way to do it. And all the potatoes are in. And now it's time for the lid. And my gloves because the handles, they get hot on that one. Oven, middle rack, 140 degrees. And then we're gonna put this in. And as you will see, this barely fits in here. But it's the biggest I can fit. So now we're gonna leave that there and we will check in on it in
an hour.
an hour and a half, because it definitely needs 2.5 to 3 hours. But we'll check in, maybe flip a little bit around, and then we'll see you there. 1.5 hours in, so let's give it a first check to see how it's going. Off with the lid.
Ooh, looks promising.
It looks very nice. Let me get a bearing on the temperature here. Not that that's what matters, also the feeling. So we are up at 72. It is soft, but it's definitely not finished yet. 77. Let me feel the potatoes. They need more. They are still a little bit hard, but they're getting there. But now we are going to let this go, lid off, and probably we will put it under the broiler when we have let it go a little bit to the sauce to reduce and thicken up. So probably another hour like this, I would say. But it looks good. As I said, we put the broiler the last 7-8 minutes and it looks amazing. Let me show you. It is amazing looking.
Yeah,
this is nice. Perfectly done. So now we're going to take this out and then we're going to let it cool down a little bit so we can plate it up, and then we'll see you at the taste test. Here we are, and that is just a beautiful plate of nice leg of lamb. But first I want to try the potatoes that was soaking in that sauce, just to have a taste of those.
Aren't you the liked one?
Sauce is amazing. I'm telling you, that sauce it's just brilliant. And it's not spicy.
Is the lime enough?
Perfect enough. It's excellent. But now let's see how we're doing here on the lamb. Oh my God, this is falling apart. I mean, look at this. It just shreds like nothing. Yeah. Into the sauce, because you want to dip. You could actually put some sauce in a small bowl just to dunk it, you know. It needs it.
Yeah, he wanted that for the thumbnail, so I just didn't do it. Is it like pulled lamb?
It's pulled lamb. It's perfect. The flavor combination is absolutely fantastic. The lime, the cilantro versus the fatty lamb. Absolutely amazing. I will take this any day over a Greek traditional lamb. Sorry for that, but I would.
Don't say that.
I'm not jinxing it. This is fantastic. So if you want to make leg of lamb, this is the one to go for.